Splendor is a digital adaptation of the set collection tabletop game of the same name designed by Mark Andre. It was developed and published by Days of Wonder and Asmodee Digital. In Splendor, you and other players take on the role of rich merchants trying to acquire the most beautiful gems and jewels. The goal in Splendor is to score the most prestige points at the end of the game. The game is played in a series of turns between the players. The game ends when one player reaches 15 prestige points, at which point you finish the current round so every player has played the same number of turns. You score points by accumulating gem tokens and trading them for development cards. During your turn, you can do one of 4 actions. First, we'll explain taking gem tokens. You can either take 3 gem tokens, taking one from 3 different piles, or you can take 2 gem tokens from a single pile, if the pile still has 4 or more tokens left. The numbers next to each pile represents how many of each gem token types are still available. You can only hold a maximum of 10 gem tokens as indicated here on the bottom side of the screen. Here, you'll also find a reminder of which gem tokens you already have. Gem tokens are used to purchase development cards, which is the next action we'll explain. These are the cards laid out on the screen, and during your turn, cards you can afford will be highlighted by a green border. They are divided into 3 rows, with the bottom row being the cheapest and easiest to acquire, and the top row being the most expensive and hardest to acquire. Each card has its own cost represented by the colored numbers on the lower left side of each card. Let's give an example to show how to purchase a card. This highlighted card requires 3 rubies. We currently have the gems to purchase this development card, so we'll go ahead and do that. Once acquired, development cards will provide 2 things. Some cards will provide prestige points represented by a number on the upper left side. For instance, this card, when acquired, will give you 3 prestige points. The other thing cards will provide are bonuses that provide discounts for future purchases. This is represented by a gem icon on the upper right side of the card. The indicated gem represents a bonus of that specific gem when purchasing cards that require them. You'll find your accumulated bonuses indicated here on the lower part of the screen. Let's give an example of how these bonuses work. This card requires 3 diamonds. Looking at our supply of gems, we currently have a bonus of 2 diamonds, and we have 1 diamond gem token. So we can easily afford this by simply spending the 1 diamond gem token. As we can see, as indicated here, the card has provided us a bonus of 1 ruby for future purchases. The last action you can do is to reserve a card you can't afford yet and getting a gold token along with it. Gold tokens are considered wild and can take the place of any of the gem tokens when purchasing development cards. They also count towards your token limit. You can reserve a maximum of 3 development cards, and there is no way to get rid of them, so be sure to only reserve something you know you'll purchase later on. On the right side of the screen, you'll find the noble tiles. At the end of a player's turn, if they have acquired the corresponding number of bonuses from development cards that a noble tile requires, they will automatically receive the noble tile along with the prestige points indicated on the lower right side of the tile. As you can probably imagine, a big part of the game is racing towards certain cards, making sure you get them first before one of your opponents does. You can always reserve a card as an action to make sure you'll be the one to purchase it, but you can always click on your opponents to see what they currently have and guess what they are building towards to. And that's everything you need to know to play Splendor. I'd also like to mention that there are some expansions available for the game, but I'll leave those for you to discover on your own. Thanks for watching.